After about a week, we are back. Well, yeah, after a week off, we are back. For the parts unknown, live. The Clem and Claw show is live, second and fourth Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Uh, we have some technical problems, but it's all good. And by the way, we are back on Restream for people who haven't noticed. The weekend, not much to talk about. Some UFC stuff, uh, couple cat fights here and there. What are you saying?
UFC, seeing
275.
Joanna retiring, after her fight
Yep.
with Zhang,
Yep.
class act, she goes out on her terms, she said how she wants to be a mom and work on do some other stuff in life. So happy
Respect.
for her. And then Shevchenko, how would you say it? Shevchenko. She did. I know it was a back and forth, but she did enough to win. You gotta, when it's a title fight, you have to do enough to take the title off the champ's hand. If you fight him to a draw or tie goes to the champ. You got to, go off and win the fight. And so, Santos did well, but yeah.
So yeah, Shevchenko, like you said, she went on her terms. Like you said, she wants to be a businesswoman and a mom. Respect. She definitely, I agree with you. She definitely, set the women's division up pretty well. Zhang, I'm not surprised. She's very good. So I guess who she's supposed to fight? I guess she wants a title rematch with who was it? I know she lost to someone. I forgot who it was. The champion.
Was it Rose?
Yeah, Rose Matayonis. I think so. I think you're right. So that should be a good one. What else? What's the guy's name? I forgot who it is. I saw some Australian guy knocked out a dude in round 2. I saw that one. I forgot that fight. So that was impressive. And by the way, the fight was in Thailand. For people who didn't know, the battle was actually all the fighting was actually in Thailand, which was I don't think they've been in Thailand before. I thought about Dana White, so that was interesting. So that was a good look. So the UFC is doing what the UFC does, highlighting big fights as usual. What else is new?
Now on the catfight news.
The catfight news is how do I put this? Let's say, as Clausewell always says, minor miracles. A lot of minor miracles happened. So the first fight that was supposed to happen, which didn't happen. I know I'm rebroadcasting all of it. So earlier we said there were going to be 6. The first one, as we all know, is Queen Gia Love and Samara. That got put. I won't say it got canceled. Got postponed due to legal issues. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going any further than that. Let's leave it there. The other one was supposed to be who was the other one? Oh yeah, the other one was Rodolfo. That happened. If you look at the trailer between Santana and Samantha, that look at the trailer, that looked good. I can't speak too much on it because it's not out it's not on road yet. It's up to the sponsors, but it's not on his page. So I can't speak too much on that.
And then you had the Savannah Fox
yeah,
fight.
We get into that one. Yep. Go ahead. You go ahead. I'll let you take over from that one.
Well, that one also due to illness, that one got canceled. And I know in the place was Karma Rose and Patience.
Yep.
I forgot what her last name, but those 2 ladies, they went, took it to the mats, and I know we're not going to divulge the result because the video is not out yet.
Nope.
But there was a clear winner.
There was a clear winner. Exactly.
Shout out for both ladies for participating because especially when newbies, it's never easy. You don't know what you're going to get, but both ladies went out there and like I said, it was a clear winner. At the end of the day, somebody wins, somebody loses. So.
And then overseas, there was supposed to be 2 fights. The first original fight was Cat's Review, and the original fight was supposed to be a lady named Havoc and a lady named Portia, but Portia pulled out last minute. So, but luckily for Cat's Review, he found a lady named Jasmine, and according to what I've read, that fight actually happened today, about 10 hours ago. I will say I'm not going to, there's no results. We don't know anything. All we can say is the man said it was a good fight. He said it was a 50-50 fight. So if you believe what he says, I'll go with that. So let's move with that one. And then the other fight that was supposed to happen was between Slap City was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen today. it was supposed to be Storm Baby, which is Effie, and Jessica. For people who don't know who Jessica is MJ Catfight's friend, supposedly. That fight was supposed to happen, but unfortunately, one of the ladies had a back injury, and that fight got pushed back. It got rescheduled.
But they haven't said the date yet. It's
Have I
just
said today to be confirmed? We don't know.
to be confirmed. And then last but not least, you had Sweet Fights, which that fight was supposed to be yesterday, as of this airing yesterday on the 12th, but it got pushed to 13th due to some minor food poisoning.
Yep, and we're still
So,
waiting for we wait for some kind of result out of that one. We can't say anything because there's nothing posted really. Let's be serious.
right, yeah. So, like I said, like I tell people, minor miracles, trying to pull these things off, trying to pull them off. So, shouts out to all the producers. We're trying to get the content out to the fans and things of that nature. Like I said, it's not easy. Everybody don't. It's a lot.
There's really not much on the docket. Oh yeah, I sent the thing I sent you for the that fight for Sweet Fights. You can bring it on the screen now. I sent that
Yep.
over. You can bring it on there.
Yep. That's one.
Yeah, so basically, I'll go ahead and read this. So it basically says, "Hi everyone. As many of you know by now, we have to postpone the cat fight one day due to illness, like you said. Hold up. Let me see if I can enlarge this a little. This is kind of my fault. I should have done better with this. Okay, there we go. Sorry. It goes on. I'll read the rest of it in a minute. If I can say, it goes on. Says one of the ladies, yeah, had a acute, as he said, a acute case of food poisoning, but it should be, ready to go, which is tomorrow, which is tonight. Also, explain the lack of updates and sponsorship info you're accustomed to receiving whenever new. And I'll go ahead and read the last part. I ain't gonna read too much because I'm rolling him and it's all that stuff. She
Yeah,
said
there's
since our
stuff
last
that's
release in
out of
January.
your control as a producer, with it being Gumroad.
Correct. Yeah, but anyways, we move on with that. That's it for that. That's all I have for that. That's all we have for that one. And yes, I did text homegirl, as you said, to see what she said. I said something about you're waiting for her response. We'll see if she says anything or not. Minor miracles, people. So yeah, today let me kick my stop sharing button out. Let's see. Other than the catfight, that's pretty much it in the catfight news. Let's be serious. It's kind of been stop, start, in, out.
I know the only other thing that we know that's coming up on docket is the our guest from last week, Alexa Kiss, her and Emma Ray. We know that's still
We can,
hot
yeah,
and heavy for
definitely. We
July
can definitely,
2nd.
we can definitely talk about that one. Oh yeah, Sweet Fights also in his notes. The fight that he had on June 18th is still on course, which is Vika versus the new girl Sunny. That's still on course
So
for 5 days from
we'll at
now.
least have that one. Hopefully we can be able to discuss for the next show on the 27th.
Let's hope all the ones we're talking about we can actually talk about, because like I said, there's a lot of things we cannot talk about because they're not out.
Yeah, they haven't been released, and hopefully, yeah. So we'll see what it is, because it's not like, hey, we stream it or jitsi it, and then boom, we turn right around.
Yep,
People got lives, and folks got to get back to wherever,
true.
or the fighters or the participants got to get to the next location or wherever they have to go. And so,
Yep,
as a
that's
producer,
what.
you got to take care of all of that. You're a one man or one woman band trying to take care of all the logistics, all the
Which, yeah, for
that's a
fans,
lot.
that's one thing. What he's saying is exactly what we need to understand as fans. Most of these producers are like one woman band, one man band. And then once in a while they'll have someone hold the camera or camera phone and or camera if they can get them. But most of the time it's a one man or one woman crew trying to arrange, like you said, air flights and hotels and the venue and having the masks and having the cameras, making sure everything's good.
Water.
Make sure water, definitely water, and the out attires and all wardrobe and all that other stuff. Because some women, some people, some of them, it depends. So that's just how that goes. And like the man said, producing cat fights is minor miracles, man. We have a lot of people last minute. We have a lot of last minute cancellations when everything is set, and then we also have people who just have cold feet. They just, you tell them what they're going to do. You explain the rules. You call them up, right? You do like the man said, you do a Zoom to go over the rules, right? And if you have any questions, yada yada yada, and then they think about it. I talk about the fighters. They think about it, and then when the day comes, oh, I change my mind. I'm not having it. But the thing is that what the fighters don't understand is you're costing the producers money and you're costing the fans money because we putting our money in, you know, under the assumption that that this is going to happen at this certain time. We understand that people being sick and people having illnesses happens. That's right. That can
It's
be
life.
rescheduled. That's life. That can be rescheduled. Right. The time of the month and all that stuff. That's
Mm.
life. We get that. It's just that there's some things, right? Right. I'm just trying to be transparent. If you have a real reason, don't make up a reason. If you don't want to, right? If you don't want to fight, just go up, be upfront with the producer and say,
Not my cup of tea. And keep it moving. Yeah, so that would be the easiest way to do it. I think Clem might have frozen up, uh, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I'll give him a second to see. I mean, I have to drop him out and drop him back on. And so, let's see, yeah. Drop him out, drop him back on. And ladies and gentlemen, voila.
we,
Magic of it.
yeah, internet people, the life of the internet. But anyways, what was I saying? So so it's important as fighters and producers have to be on the same page. It's very important,
Yeah.
especially producers. All the pressure's on the producers because they're trying to make a good fight. They're trying to meet the demands
It's
of
a lot.
us. They're trying to meet the demands of us and your demands. It doesn't help when they're about everything said. Then a week shows up, a week before the fight, you say I can't do it. It happens. I know.
Yeah.
What can you do? Oh yeah. By the way, for people who don't know, actually, I have one more thing. I might as well bring up this one. For people who don't know, Jennifer Thomas had her Women of the Women on Fire event. For people who didn't know, there's quite a few of you female wrestling fans. Y'all know who you is. People like me, Annabella was fighting. Who was she fighting? Someone.
Was this
I know
competitive, semi-competitive fantasy? What was this? Pro style? What are we talking?
it was a combination of everything. There were a couple of pro style matches, couple of semi competitive ones, a few competitives, a few after party matches. It was a combination of everything, pretty much.
Mm. This is the first I'm hearing of it, so first
That's
I'm
why
hearing.
I know. So they
Now,
promoted it,
is this
but
stuff
not as
gonna be
much.
for sale, or was it just a thing you just had to
Yeah,
get
this
there?
thing. Yeah, I think this is going to be for sale. They just haven't finished uploading this video, but yeah, it's going to be for sale.
And is this a Gumroad operation too, or just gonna be clips for sale?
I think this is probably through the website. I think more than likely, and probably clips for sale. I don't think it's a Gumroad
Speaking
thing.
of Gumroad, I'd like to welcome We Bring It also to the Gumroad family.
Correct.
So like I said, I sent that to you to let you know that they have
Seen
now
that.
journey in. Yeah. So with Gumroad. Yeah. Also, did you see? I guess one other topic we can
Yeah, go ahead.
mention. Did you see the Sweet Fights post that he did on IG when he talked about when he had people just asking questions and he just
Yes, I
went in?
did. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
that was really informative. That's almost a borderline interview, to be honest. Like a
It
little,
was an interview. the way
it's
I have to
borderline.
admit, I sent in I think I sent in a couple of questions myself, so I understand. I didn't see the whole thing because I was somewhere, but you're right. It was a yeah. The way people were firing questions, ching, 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 ching. That
Yeah.
was
So
that was
that
nuts.
was good. That was it was really informative. For those that missed it and missed out, that's why I'm
Sorry,
trying to see if I can find my phone real quick because I screenshotted a couple of the answers that I thought
nice,
that was
very
paramount. But
good.
hold on, Clem, I'm gonna let you solo for a second while I try to find the phone.
You going to solo on that? So yeah, for people who didn't know, Sweet Fights had an interview thing on IG Live where he had fans pretty much ask him questions pertaining to his catfighting, according to his methods and everything else, and rules and regulations and all that good stuff, and it was great. He answered a lot of questions. I think it took about an hour and a half answering all these questions from attire to rules to locations, people, former catfighters who are coming back, etc., etc., etc. So it was all fantastic. A good look. I'm trying to see something, so bear with me for a minute. So yeah, it was good stuff. People were pretty much working out some technical difficulties because, like I said, we're back on Restream after an attempt on StreamYard didn't work out. So it happens. Like I said, there's not much more to talk on when it comes to sports shows. Let me see if I can find anything on YouTube along the way. And he's back again, trying to see if he can find that screenshot of the Sweet Fights. Well, it was an interview. How long was it? Was it 30 minutes? Was it an hour? How long did
No,
this
no,
go?
no, no, no. It was just people just asking questions, and he was just answering it. Like it was pretty much most of these things you put up in your stories is like 24 hours. But
Right.
he had two good batches of going through my phone now. He had two really good batches of questions that I screenshot because
Yes,
I just
sir.
thought it was so informative. A little bit more into the. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get him on the show because I know he's a busy man. Like right now, shooting production fight as we speak. But
Correct.
like one of the things he put on there, um, do you prefer time rounds for cat fights? He said no, and I probably won't feature them in future matches.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with
yeah,
him. I agree with him because people don't understand time matches are hard to do, right? They are hard to do because you have to have everything, perfectly, right? You have to have everything almost perfect. You have to have someone that does the timers and say like 2 minutes in a round or something like that, or 30 seconds in a round, all that
yeah,
stuff. While these ladies are battling on the mats, on and off the mats,
yeah.
and the producers are trying to keep them in focus
Somebody said name
with
a
different
cat
angles.
fight company you like, one new and one old that's inactive. And after he put ECNWC, of course, a
Agreed.
gold standard legacy, and then active he put Mexican cat fights. So that was pretty cool. Um, what's the biggest thing you learned in producing cat fights? You can't control every aspect of the production. You have to let
Facts.
the magic happen on its own or not.
Facts.
I would love to have
Facts.
him talk about that more. Top reasons why talent declined the cat fight. He put in a nudity, fear of losing, uncomfortable with the rules, or fear of injury. Three of those I get off the top: nudity, uncomfortable um, with the rules, and fear of injury. But the fear of losing, that's kind of a new one for me.
It is.
I have not heard that, but I can understand it because I've had some ladies and some talent to where they lost a match and they could not stand the deal with losing to the point where, or if you have someone that lost a couple of fights, then they lose interest in it because they're not, or there was the personality types that were not wired to, okay, if I lose, instead of me trying, I don't want to do something I'm not good at.
Mm,
So if I lose, then I'm not going to try. And it kind of killed their spirit. But at the end of the day, you can't really fake it either. If we're going to do competitive, you can't
right.
fake it either and say,
Yep.
okay, well, we're going to try to frame it so you can win, so to make you feel like you're really good. And if you're not, you're just not. You got something that you want to pop up? You bring it up, or
Yep. I just did. While you were talking about sweet fights, we just got a post for him. Not that. Not. Well, I don't know why I put that one. Not that one. So hold up. Let me jump up. That's the wrong one. My
okay,
apologies. Okay. Hold up. Did it come back? Oh yeah. There we go. Go ahead. You can pop it up now. So basically, in the middle of the screen, once you pull it up in the thing, it says "Sweet Fight 7 minutes." That's the one you
the
need to. I know it's
Revolution
kind of hard.
is in the can. Pre-order info coming later this week.
In other
Okay,
words, people, the fight is over. In other words, it's done.
okay,
Basically, what he's trying to say is the fight is in the can, which Web knows about. When we say the fight's in the can, that means the fight is done. It's
it's
going to be in production. It's going to be in production. Be rendered. It's going to be all the
post
stuff that you have to
production.
do post production. Yeah, yeah.
Post
It's going
production.
to be rendered. It's going to be spliced up. There's going to be background noise. Right. He's going to allow some. He's going to take out some also. So for people who don't understand photography, this is photography lingo I'm talking about when I say take out lights, take out stuff, take out stuff. add stuff, splice up stuff. So he's gonna do all of that till he gets a final copy of it, right? And then he gets on one of those processors and downloads it, and then you go from there. And the magic happens.
Um.
Go
So,
ahead.
do you think that primarily men, I guess, supposed to be men, have a fetish for catfights, or also that many women? His answer to that was it's definitely a male fantasy. Women like
Facts.
catfights too, but for different reasons, I would surmise. I wouldn't necessarily
Facts.
say it's a quote unquote fetish for them. I wish you could have gotten to go in more depth about that.
Maybe one day, maybe if we're blessed to have him, you could probably ask him that, and
Right.
hopefully we'll go into them. I doubt it, but let's see. Keep
Yeah,
going.
let's see. And how old were you when you got into watching fights? Single digits for sure. He said I was definitely a fan of Glow during his heyday.
Ah,
Yeah.
a lot of people were
Um,
fans of Glow in their heyday.
let me see. So I'm trying to see a couple of other ones. You had people that were asking about different individual fighters. Um, one thing I thought that was actually
Yep.
um that was pretty cool is who tends to win more, blondes or brunettes? He said buy the videos and find out for yourself. But seriously, no
Excellent
idea.
answer.
I thought that was a great answer.
Excellent answer. That's an excellent
Um,
answer.
the one I would highly agree with this. If we're going to single out people, I would highly agree with this. Previous fighter you most like to return to a sweep. I guess meaning a sweep fight. He said without a doubt, Shaver, Mira Shaver, local,
Facts.
charismatic, and always gives 100%. Yes.
Facts. We
Yeah. So
exactly. Facts.
um
Definitely want her back.
yeah. So one of the things somebody else asked, will you ever think about doing of holding a 4-woman or 8-woman tournament? He said 4 might happen if I can secure commitments from the models who are reliable. 8 would be nearly impossible due to scheduling and travel costs. Yeah. So
Agree. I
yeah.
agree.
So
I agree. I agree with. I'm gonna go ahead and comment on that one. The 4 woman tournament. You're right. I agree with him. That can happen, right? That's more than likely going to happen compared to the 8 because, like he said, the 8 is going to be difficult because you have to get commitments from everybody and you work on everybody's schedules, and
we be
that's
struggling
yeah,
just to get one set of 2 off. You
true.
trying to go 8?
Nah,
Good luck.
you're
Um,
right. 2 is hard enough. Four is
one
four is yeah. Go ahead.
one thing, another thing that I thought was interesting. How much costs come there in suite? I guess that meant basically if they wanted to see the fights live. He said we do not allow spectators. Sorry, I know that's based on the production or whatever. I know
Yep.
mine. I didn't allow for spectators
Yep.
for mine as well. Matter of fact, I would even go as far as to the point that if there was anyone else that was in the room, whether there was assisting or there was waiting or whatever, waiting to compete, I wanted to make sure everybody was dressed out in some kind of fight attire ish. So if there's something comes up to where we need to demonstrate a lock of hold or something like that, people was already dressed out, ready to go. Versus, you know, that's just always been a personal thing of mine. I
Okay.
kind
Go
of
ahead.
see this more often than not, and I don't know if it's just an overseas thing, a European thing, or just a thing that people are more comfortable.
Uh huh.
Cat fighting in front of strangers. You see a
Yep.
lot more in Europe than you do in
Yep.
America, as far as chances are of having that live audience there. I can't say yes or no if that does help. I I don't know because I don't, but I have been to a couple of like when Tough used to have that stuff here in Virginia Beach. I
Yep.
would I would like to say other than maybe friends and family that you had rooting you on, it wasn't like you had people like, hey, call her a B or call her a C word, whatever. You didn't have none of that. So I'm just
Right.
saying, it's kind of like you
I
may
got
have
you.
the one overzealous sister that like, bit whatever, that just, but then
Right.
she realized, you know what, the other girl's sister is standing on me mugging on the other side. So it's like, look, So there was
Right.
always kind of like, which kind of goes more so into sports than it does the fetish,
Correct.
decorum.
Correct.
So
Correct.
things of that nature. So it's kind of balanced itself out. I say, yeah, but everything else is pretty much people ask about different folks and all of that. So somebody asked, why don't you allow trash talking? He said, who says I don't? He said, it's allowed but not mandatory. I just tell the
Exactly.
girls not to call someone a B, a C, etc., unless they mean it. You know,
In other words, all produce here's a misnomer, fans. All producers encourage trash talk. It's just that there's certain words you cannot say. You can't say the C word. You can't say the B word. You can't say the S word. Other than that,
hmm.
hey, if you try to make the you want to make the fight spicier with more interest, then do that.
Yeah,
But
and the thing is, there's a difference with you got some girls that just be like, talk, ass get hit, and some girls that be like, I let my fists do the talking or my actions do the talking.
correct,
And then you got some
correct.
girls that can I do notice like there's been some like whether it was it Leslie? I think her name was Leslie from Crystal Films and
Yeah,
Sammy
it
from
was
um, um, Fresh Fight. There's been
that's
different
right.
ones that if they can talk while they doing it and can back it up, like that always seem to
Yep.
energize because I would think that would be demoralizing if you're getting beat and the girl is talking trash to you and she's beating you. Well, it is a spice that you can add, kind of like what I've talked about with having the, and this may be something that I may just start polling fighters on
Go
is, and
ahead.
I may post this on the Twitter page after the broadcast. As a fighter, what would you least like to? What do you least? If you had to pick between getting beat by a girl talking trash to you or fighting in front of a live audience, which one do you like least?
Mm, that's a good point.
I think that would be interesting to see what I would love to see what the take would be between the girls because I think for some, if I'm fighting in front of audience and folks are talking or whatever in the background, to me it's kind of like white noise because I'm just focusing on you as an opponent. But if I ain't fighting you and you're the one doing the talking, that would be kind of I don't know. It just you know. It's not unlike a lot of professional sports, especially like basketball. Like right now, you got the finals going on with Golden State and Boston. How you have some folks that be upset by something somebody said on the sideline, and now you
Exactly.
make their team pay because of this one person. You know,
Correct.
it just or whatever. So,
Okay,
um,
so keep going because I got a few questions I'm going to ask at the end. So go ahead and finish it.
um,
Keep going.
I yeah. So yeah, pretty much yeah. So everybody else, like I said, is pretty much yeah. Everything else I got this pretty much. You try to get individual questions by individual fighters, but I would just want to talk about stuff that was in general that
I'm glad
that's
you did
basic.
because I'm with you, man. I was looking through all these some of the questions they were talking about people like Nikki Darling. They were talking to people like Mila Rose. Who
Yeah, and
else? Here's the thing, Nikki. Here's the thing. Mila Rose is. I mean, sorry, Mila
I,
Rose is pretty much told everyone that she is. If you've been paying attention to her tweet, let me find her tweet too because she said something about being a
ain't
cat fighter.
ain't that deep. Nah,
It's not that deep. I know it's not deep. I'm
we
just
can move.
saying.
I ain't that deep. We ain't got to go into the histronics of every single person's contract.
I know. I'm not. I'm
I
just saying.
leave it.
I'm saying that because I'm saying this because she said to most of these people, I didn't care for nothing. But I'm just saying she just put it out there. She just put it out there for these people who keep asking her if you want her to do this fight or this fight. She pretty much says that she's a model right now that does cat fights just to do it. It's not serious. I hate to tell y'all people
I mean,
who
she
still
was
want to see
told
her.
folks what her price is, and it's just a someone. I keep asking a person the same question doesn't mean it's going to change their answer.
It's
She give
not.
she said out in public what her price is. You need a
Yep.
price, she'll fight. If you don't need a price, she won't fight. It's just as simple as that. Like what are we talking about? It's just
I I'm
I
just saying people are
it
pushing too
seems like
much.
either the folks that keep harping on it or either one or two things. They're either idiots or the realistically new people too, so they just didn't know anybody. But I'm
I think
like,
you're
if you
right.
find out, I'm like this. If at this point you find out about her, it's not is the difference between finding out why she's not fighting currently is not that far. It's not that far removed,
Ah,
in my opinion. It's
I
like
agree.
just like you found out that she did some fights, or you found some fights that she was good at. You, it should be pretty easy and evident to figure out why she's not currently fighting now. It's not like she fought and then she didn't say nothing for months, and then now she comes out. There's been enough passage of time for that. We're like, we
Yes,
move on.
sir.
We move on. We move on.
Okay, so I'm going to. You brought up some interesting points. I already we've asked this question already. I guess you're more of a fan of the. When it comes to the matches, are you a fan of rounds or are you a fan of time limits, like 20-minute time limits, or you a fan of rounds?
Depends on the skill. Depends on the skill.
Okay,
Because I don't want a 20-minute match straight where you got two rookies that don't know what they're doing, and they spend 17 minutes
agree,
of it just laying on top of each other, breathing hard because they have no
agree.
stamina. They haven't built up to it. So, as much as I would love to see, some of the best matches I've seen was them going 20 minutes straight, and then the final score was like 1-0.
Correct.
But you're not going to get there overnight. You have to build up to that. So it just, like I said, the rounds at least give you some bite-sized pieces to get the girls used to it. But if you're in a real life situation, there ain't no rounds. If you're in
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
now and then you may have somewhere you see something on World Star or whatever, but it's all right. Well, the first one gets thrown around. All right, well, we're gonna give y'all a second chance. And some of them, if they're really fair, they might give you a third. But if one girl that
Yep.
got beat and thrown down twice, they don't even get a third round.
Nope.
And that's if they want to call it that. And if you notice in a lot of those things, they're always less than 3 minutes.
Yep.
They will not even make it to 3 minutes. So just asking you to make
Yep.
a 4 to 5 minute round or 6 or 7 minute round, it
Yep.
is.
The reason I'm asking you this is I'm strictly thinking about catfighting. I'm not strictly thinking about like you said, no holds barred. That's different. No holds barred, man. There is definitely no
But
rounds.
you
You
can
just
make an
go right
argument
there.
a cat fight in a way is a cat fight can be no holds barred.
Oh, definitely.
So
Most definitely.
if you ask the average person on the street what is a cat fight, they would describe it probably closer to the terms of what no holds barred is.
Exactly. Yeah. For people who know, I'm talking about our fans. For our fans, if y'all don't know what no holds barred is, it's basically everything, anything and everything goes, pretty much.
Right, because they'll be going after eyes and they're not gonna.
Yeah.
So
So there's that, and then I'm trying to figure out what I want to ask. There was another one to ask. So, so you have any other news? Anything else on your end that the people need to know?
nope.
And oh, by the way, you got a text too, and I just got a text myself.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got a text, and I got a text too. I think we got this text from the same person.
Okay. All right.
We're pretty much about to wrap up this show, anyways, because I
Okay.
got the same text you did.
Oh,
Did you get a
okay.
text? Because I
Um,
did.
oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wrong person. No, wrong account. No, the only thing I got is dog like the tweet. So, dog is watching the show. So, thank you, dog. You
I
always
got
been
I
a
got good
fan.
news. I got news for you. You remember when you asked me about Tilly if she's gonna come on the show? The answer is yes.
Oh, oh,
The answer
okay.
is yes to the answer is yes. So once we finish this, we got business to handle. So let's
Okay.
handle that real quick. Did you say
Mhm.
didn't you say you're gonna invite someone else? Who else did you say you at some point?
Well, I don't know. So, but anyway, so we're gonna go
All
ahead
right,
wrap
and
up the
wrap this up.
show, and we
There's not much to
got
talk.
so it is Klaus Weber, Twitter and IG. Yes, I still have the IG account. I'm probably gonna keep it a little bit
Wow.
longer. I might try to keep it through the end of the year, and then we'll revisit after that. And then for
Okay.
fun.
Yes. By the way, I still have an IG. It's still Clem 3000, and yes, it's still Clem Okufa on Twitter. Uh, thank you guys. We want to thank the people, if you're watching or if you're going to watch it later. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I know it was a struggle, but we're back on Restream now. So we're going to be doing our what we always
for
do
now.
now. For now, we're on Restream. I'm sorry. For
I'm
now, we're
like
on
this.
Restream.
As long as they keep coming correct, they
For
let us
yeah.
they let us run out, and they, as a free agent, and they realize they're like, no, we serious. It's like, look, either y'all play ball or just
So basically, we'll be this show will be uploaded and re-uploaded on two streams. Y'all already know what it is. For you many people, y'all know what it is. YouTube and when or Twitter. We are from the parts unknown, as it says on the bottom. Our show is second and fourth Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30. The next
so the
show is June 27th. So hopefully we'll have some completed cat fights and we can actually talk about them instead of just dancing around the subject, people.
and
So
I will be on that day. I will be in Orlando,
ah,
Lord willing, family reunion. So I will be in Orlando.
just like the MTV show, Wild 'N Out is the family reunion. Who we introducing? Who we introducing? Yeah,
Yeah.
for people who don't know, make sure you get that. It's on Pluto TV, by the way. Anyways, my name is Clem Kufo. This is Klaus Webb. Until next time, have a good night, everyone. Peace.
All right. Goodbye. Mhm.